In the small coastal town of Port Haven, residents prided themselves on their peaceful lives, shielded from the chaos of the outside world. But for Sarah, tranquility had given way to terror as she experienced a recurring nightmare that defied explanation. In her dreams, Sarah found herself standing on the edge of a desolate cliff overlooking a tempestuous sea. The moon hung heavy in the sky, casting an eerie glow upon the turbulent waters below. Each night, her nightmare intensified, the details becoming more vivid. One fateful evening, Sarah hesitantly stepped closer to the cliff's edge, compelled by an unseen force. As she peered into the abyss, an unsettling voice whispered from the depths of the ocean, calling her name. Panic coursed through her veins as she realized that her nightmare had transcended the realm of dreams. The next morning, she confided in her friend, Mark, who dismissed her fears as the product of a restless mind. Determined to unravel the mystery, Sarah embarked on a journey to uncover the truth behind her tormenting dreams. She delved into the town's archives and discovered a forgotten legend. It spoke of an ancient entity known as the Dreamweaver, a malevolent spirit said to lurk beneath the waves, ensnaring unsuspecting souls in its nightmarish web. According to the legend, the only way to break the curse was to confront the Dreamweaver in the world of dreams. Sarah decided to face her fears head on. That night, she ventured to the cliff once more, closing her eyes and whispering an incantation she had found in the archives. The ground trembled beneath her feet, and the cliff seemed to crumble away, plunging her into the depths of her recurring nightmare. As she descended into the abyss, the Dreamweaver materialized before her, a grotesque creature with tentacles of darkness. It hissed and writhed, attempting to ensnare her in its suffocating grip. With every ounce of her willpower, Sarah fought back, summoning her inner strength to banish the creature from her dreams. In a blinding burst of light, the nightmare shattered, and Sarah awoke on the cliff, gasping for breath. She had triumphed over the Dreamweaver, breaking free from its nightmarish clutches. Port Haven returned to its peaceful existence, and Sarah's nightmares ceased, replaced by dreams of hope and serenity. The town's forgotten legend became a cautionary tale, a reminder that even in the most idyllic places, darkness could lurk, waiting for a courageous soul.
In the quiet, forgotten town of Hollowbrook, nestled deep in the woods, stood a house like no other. Its time-worn facade loomed ominously over the overgrown garden. Locals whispered tales of the darkness that clung to the house, calling it the House of Evils. For generations, the townsfolk dared not approach, for they knew of the sinister history that tainted its walls. Legend had it that a reclusive family once dwelled within, practitioners of forbidden arts, conducting vile experiments on the living and the dead. One chilling autumn evening, a curious soul named Emma arrived in Hollowbrook, drawn by the house's haunted reputation. Armed with a camera and determination, she ventured closer, her footsteps echoing in the oppressive silence. As she stepped onto the porch, the front door creaked open, beckoning her inside. Emma hesitated, her heart pounding like a funeral drum, but she couldn't resist the allure of the unknown. With trepidation, she crossed the threshold into darkness. The air grew colder with each step she took, and the walls seemed to whisper dreadful secrets. Emma's flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows on the decaying wallpaper. In the depths of the house, she discovered a hidden chamber, walls adorned with grotesque paintings and shelves filled with jars containing gruesome specimens. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind her, trapping her in the ghastly room. Panic set in as Emma frantically searched for an escape. That's when she heard it, a faint, guttural chanting coming from the walls, as if the very house itself had come to life. Trembling, Emma traced the source of the chanting to an ornate mirror. Within its glass, she saw a reflection that was not her own, a sinister figure with hollow eyes and a malevolent grin. The figure reached through the mirror, clawing at her, pulling her closer to the cursed glass. In her final moments of terror, Emma realized the truth. The House of Evils hungered for souls to add to its macabre collection, and she was its latest victim. The next morning, the townsfolk of Hollowbrook awoke to an eerie sight. The house, shrouded in an otherworldly fog, had vanished, leaving only a desolate patch of woods in its wake. Emma's disappearance remained a grim reminder of the horrors that lurked within, a chilling story passed down through generations. To this day, no one dares to enter the woods where the House of Evils once stood, for the malevolence that dwelled there could not be extinguished.